Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I hope you're having a positive and productive day. I'm Cal with the Planner Aisle, and today I'm reviewing the August Deluxe box by 8Lotus and sharing all the ways you can use what's inside. So last month's box was phenomenal, and I'm really looking forward to this one. This is the 11th box that they've sent. Next month will mark 1 year, and I've truly been so pleased with this subscription. Before we hop in, I wanted to mention really quickly that my home agenda setup is coming Sunday, August the 3rd. I'll be going over everything I keep in this planner, as well as going over my moving plans, the inserts I'm using to keep track, and all the other live stuff that I owe you guys an update on. Make sure to stick around until the end for my final thoughts, and if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and do all the YouTubey things. I do these detailed reviews every month, so you can decide if the subscription is the right one for you. As always, feel free to leave me a comment below with any questions and let me know if there's any topics you'd like for me to include in my next video. Without further ado, let's hop in. First, we have our vellum card that details what's in the box. The first two categories are what's included in the classic subscription, and all three are included in the deluxe. Next, we have a thank you card, our horizontal calendar card for August, and a journaling card that says make space for joy. These come with every box and every order we place on the website. And then for deluxe subscribers, we have our accessories pack. Each one comes with a monthly intention card, 3 matching journaling cards, 3 smaller photo print cards, and a large date card. Looking at our intention card first, we have this golden abstract marble background that's sort of a beige and gold color pattern. Usually the background matches the design of the seasonal dashboard, but this one is more of a basic print with a simple design and colorway, which tells me we probably won't be getting the typical seasonal dashboard this month. Intentions this month are say yes to something new, declutter my workspace, and savor the last of summer. Great intentions and reminders for August. The 3 matching journaling cards complement the colors of the background really nicely, and you can use these in your planner pockets and your wallet. Next, we have the 3 smaller photo print cards with different pictures on each. We have one of coconuts in water, birds flying at sunset, and a cabana by the pool. I don't really use these cards, but they do a good job sending cards that fit the feel of the month. August is hot and it's a popular vacation month, so these pair really well with the intentions for the month. Last in the accessories pack is the August date card. These have a Monday start with lines at the bottom to write events, appointments, deadlines, or anything else that you need to log. Next, we have 4 dashboards, 2 vellum and 2 cardstock. First is the Perfection Is dashboard. This is a translucent matte vellum with perfection is lots of little things done well, typed in uppercase bold font in the bottom right. This is a super simple design with a perfect message, especially now that we're in the second half of 2025. And because it is so simple, it's a great vellum to pair over top other dashboards like this one here. This is the Desert Dunes dashboard. It's a smooth, heavyweight cardstock with this really pretty, breezy photo of a desert in daylight. The colors have this sort of pale tone of blues and tans, and it is dual-sided, so there's print on the front and the back. This is such a relaxing dashboard, and I love the light, airy look of the desert and the smooth sand. You almost can't really tell it's a desert unless you focus in on the sand dune here, so it looks more like a pretty abstract pattern more than an intentional photo. I also like the shadow work here. It adds depth and interest that really enhances the detail in the print. These two paired together look so great and really complement each other. It has an almost hazy overlay that gives that subtle enhancement to your agenda without it looking too intense. I absolutely love these and I will add them to my rotation. Great dashboards and a really nice set whether you use them together or separately. Next, we have the monthly vellum dashboard. This is in the same material as the Perfection one, and we get one of these in each box with a slightly different design. This one here has stacked text in the center in an uppercase sans serif font with chapter 8 in the top center, and this is one of my favorite layouts of the monthly vellums that they send. I don't really use monthly covers at the moment. It may be something I use for 2026 depending on how I set up my agenda, but I really like this style compared to some of the others. It's simple and it doesn't distract from your pages underneath. Typically, these come paired with a seasonal dashboard, but like I mentioned earlier with the intentions card, this month we got an abstract design. This is the golden marble dash. It comes with this beautiful marble print design with grays and golds and has almost a metallic liquidy finish. It's so pretty and it's a great color and pattern for layering like you can do here or using as dividers between your sections. I do like seasonal dashboards, but I believe this is the second or third month that we haven't gotten one, which isn't the end of the world. I just personally like the idea of changing out the dashboards in the front of my planner with each month, but I do like this one in general, and similar to the Desert Dunes one, the colors and patterns make it a great choice for minimalist planners and can add that little pop of decor to keep your planner interesting. Really great dashboards this month and a nice nod to August. Next, we have a set of inserts. We get 4 each month. For August, our inserts are daily plan, inbox, monthly calendar, and price tracker. So starting with our daily plan inserts first, there's 15 sheets front and back, so 30 pages total. The page is broken into 2 columns. On the left, you have a section with 3 lines to write a quote or affirmation or something for the day. Below that, you have 13 lines with a dial to write and check off to-dos, 4 lines below that to list and check off any habits you're tracking, and 5 lines with a wide and narrow column to write your expenses with the amount. And then in the right-hand column, you have a section to write and check off your priorities, 9 lines for your schedule with a narrow column to write the time, and the wider one to list the event, 8 lines for gratitude, and then 5 lines below that for notes. So I like when we get daily and weekly inserts in these boxes. It's a great way to try different layouts without having to pay full price on a layout you may not use. I don't use daily inserts in my routine. My day-to-day planning is pretty much covered with my weekly and monthly spreads, but as dailies go, I do really like this one pager. You've got several categories here, so you can track and log just about every area you'd likely use on a daily spread, and I like that the schedule section isn't pre-filled with times, so you don't have as much wasted space. Condensed layouts do have their pros and cons. While you can track several different areas, you may have a section that you just don't use or you don't have a need for. So for example, if you don't track gratitude daily, you may not need these lines here, or it could be that you track expenses in a budget planner or on your monthly inserts. If so, you can always repurpose these sections and use them for something that fits better with how you plan and structure your day. While I have no plans of using these, I think people who use dailies will like this layout, and with a month of inserts to try out, you have plenty of time to see if this is an insert that could work for you. Next, we have a set of inbox inserts. There's 15 sheets total, so 30 pages front and back, and these are super simple. At the top, you have a line to write the subject or category, and then 8 boxes on each side with a dial to label each section. So inbox inserts are super versatile, mainly because you can use them from everything from a brain dump to organizing tasks, or how I used to use it, which was to sort incoming information before I transferred it to my monthly or weekly spreads. I don't use inbox inserts anymore, mainly because I'm constantly fighting for space on my rings, but if you have larger rings, or if you need space to jot things down, I highly recommend that you try them. In addition to capturing tasks and helping to declutter your thoughts or ideas, you can also use them during meetings to write down action items or to-dos. And because these have an area to label each section, it could be a great way to categorize any projects that you've been assigned to or to help group specific tasks together. You could also use them to list tentative tasks or plans that you haven't fully committed to yet, or use it as a follow-up tool for emails, calls, or non-action items. So for example, maybe you have things that you need to complete, but you're in the planning process and you're trying to prioritize and organize upcoming to-dos. You can group each one by those that can be done via email, those that need a phone call or a virtual connect, or those that can be done by ping or chat. I do something similar in my OneNote for work, and it really helps me with time management, especially on busy days. If you didn't want to use it for work-related tasks, you can always use it as an emotional dump. So maybe write down any frustrations or reflections. If you're in a particularly stressful situation, you can log any triggers or distractions that may be setting you back or things that you need to pay attention to. It could be a great way to log creative and content ideas, or you can always use it as a shopping list or a wish list as well, and then move it to your budget or supplemental planners when you finalize. I don't have any immediate plans to use these in my main agenda, but I'll likely use this in one of my supplemental planners in the future. Normally, July and August is when I start thinking about my setups for the next year. So if I do end up using these, I'll definitely let y'all know. But these are great inserts to have. There's a ton of ways you can use them, super functional, and a great set to include this month. Next, we have a set of monthly calendar inserts. There's 15 sheets front and back, so 30 pages or 30 months total. These are in landscape. At the top, you have an area to write the month, and then you have a very simple monthly layout with a Monday start. So this is an interesting layout for a monthly insert for sure. Monthlies are pretty much essential to any functional planner's routine, and the layout on this one gives it a unique functionality for a one-page monthly. Typically, month-on-one page spreads offer a condensed layout where you can track your events, activities, and tasks in a way that capitalizes on the space you have, similar to the one I'm using now. Although these inserts are technically month-on-two page layouts, you can see that it combines a task list and calendar view to get the most out of the insert. This monthly is similar to many in that it only has the calendar view, but because it's landscape and it uses the whole page, your physical boxes are larger, which changes how you can log your items. You can certainly color code like I do here to save space, or if you want to write out your events, you can do that as well. You may run into issues if you have to list multiple things, but if you write in shorthand or highlight, then it could work depending on what you use it for. How I see this layout really coming in handy is if you use it for a specific planner as opposed to a general monthly that covers multiple areas. So for example, if you're in a budget planner, you could use these to track your expenditures or savings for each day. Maybe you're in a wellness planner and you're tracking specific metrics. You could use this to log number of calories, blood pressure, water, or types of exercises that you did that day. You could do something similar with a business or school agenda. You could track your class schedule for the month or maybe project milestones. It's very versatile, so you can use it for whatever you want. You also have 30 pages, so this covers 2.5 years, which is awesome. I don't have any plans to use this at the moment. My current monthly routine works perfect for me, but if you're in the market for a new monthly and you want to try a new style out, this could be a good option for you. Last, we have a set of price tracker inserts. There's 15 sheets front and back, so 30 pages total. And these are broken up into 4 sections on each page. Each one has a field to write the product, brand, and store, and then 3 columns underneath, one for date, one for price, and one to list the amount. So there's a ton of ways you can use this, but I think because there's so many lines, it would be perfect for tracking how the price of things you buy regularly change over time. So for example, let's say you regularly buy paper towels on Amazon. You could list the amount each time you purchase to track any increases. If it begins to go up in price each month over an extended period of time, you can determine if it makes more sense to shop somewhere else. To that point, you could use this to compare items between stores as well. So let's say you still buy your paper towels at Amazon, but you want to see how much it costs at Costco. You can use one section to list the Amazon price and the other to list the Costco price. You could also use it to compare delivery prices and fees, so maybe DoorDash versus Uber Eats or something. Since it has a line for brand, you could compare similar products and rate how well they work for the price. So for example, let's say you're trying out new foundation or concealer, you can list each brand, the price, and how many ounces you get. And then you can use the date column to rate how well you liked it. So maybe write in 4 out of 5 stars or a color code or whatever works best for you. You can also use these to monitor your subscriptions or utilities like electricity and your water bill. You can track depreciation of your higher priced items, which could come in handy during tax season, or it could be a great insert to see what your personal spending trends are, especially if you tend to overspend in certain areas. Similar to the other inserts this month, this is a super versatile insert and can work in a variety of routines, For me, I think this will live in my budget planner. It just makes the most sense for me, but if you're looking for a way to monitor your expenses, this will be a must-have insert for you to try. Next, we have a set of order tracker sticky notes. There's 2 pads with 25 stickies on each, so 50 total. At the top, you have a field to write in the item you ordered with a line underneath to write the store, order date, a line to write and check off when it shipped, when it was received, and a larger area for any notes below that. So these are great sticky notes to have, very straightforward and simple to use. I do have order tracker inserts, but I like the idea of these in sticky note form. You can move them to different areas of your agenda as you plan. For me, my agenda pretty much stays open to my weekly or monthly spread. Depending on what I'm ordering, I can just move this from week to week so I can remember to track it. If you're ordering something that you don't necessarily need to track closely, but you still need to mark when it comes in, you could have a dedicated spot in the front to house these. I like to store stickies on my dashboards so I can see it as I flip through in the morning, but you could keep these in your inbox if you use an inbox or anywhere else that you flip to often. I really love these and I plan to use these in my everyday carry. They may be overkill to use with every single order you make, especially if you shop a lot, but if you're tracking a large order or you're waiting on something important, these can come in handy. For me, I'm going to use these to track when my sub boxes ship. Because I filmed these sub box reviews, it's important that I know exactly when they'll be delivered so I can plan enough time to film, record, and edit so I can get these videos out to you guys sooner than later. These are a great set of sticky notes and a very practical addition to a planner's routine. Next, we have an inbox page marker, and this is in that same thin translucent vellum that 2 of the dashboards come in. And this is an incredibly simple way to add a bookmark and a specific point in your agenda. They work similarly to dividers, but they take up much less space, and it allows you to see and write on your page without having to flip it over. I currently use this one in my weekly section to mark the week I'm on, and it really comes in handy. Not only does it work to mark your page, but it also holds my recurring task page flags as I move from week to week. This one says inbox at the top, so it's designed to mark where your inbox inserts begin, making it a perfect pair with the inbox inserts they sent. But if you don't have a dedicated inbox section in your planner, you can use this wherever you want and then use it as a moving inbox. So for example, if you use this in your weekly section, you could use it similar to how you would an inbox dashboard and house sticky notes and page flags and write down any reminders or confirmation numbers or anything else that you need to see throughout your week. It may even be a good place to house the order sticky notes. You can write down what you purchase, stick it here, and then you don't have to worry about it being out of sight, out of mind. I already use this marker in my everyday carry, but I don't have one in my home agenda, so I'm going to use it there. That's also where I tend to use a lot more page flags, so this will definitely be a great accessory for that planner. Next, we have a set of today cards printed on a heavyweight cardstock. There's 20 cards total. At the top, you have a line to write the week, and then underneath, you have your weekdays from Monday through Sunday with 3 boxes below that, one for morning, one for afternoon, and one for evening. So these are interesting little cards. You don't have a whole lot of space here, but these seem like they were intended to be routine cards as opposed to regular scheduling cards that you see in a lot of planner shops. The layout is simple, but again, you're dealing with very limited space, so you may have trouble fitting what you need to in each box. What these could work well for is writing your top 3 priorities or tasks that you want to complete for each day, broken out by morning, afternoon, and evening. So for example, Monday's card may have something like eat a healthy breakfast, respond to all outstanding emails, and maybe a specific exercise for the evening block. These could also work as a reference card as well. You can play around with the time blocks and use it in whatever way works best for you. They are credit card size, so it's able to fit in a lot of planners and wallets, so you don't really have to worry about portability. I don't have any plans for these. It's not my cup of tea personally. The writing space is too small and I can't see me using one of these for each day of the week. But if you do have plans to use these, let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know how these fit in your routines. The last item this month is this pen. This is the Uni Jetstream Light Touch Ballpoint Pen in the color black. It has a 0.5mm nib. This is a nice looking pen. The barrel is an off-white with a rubberized grip that makes it super comfortable to hold. Doing a pen test here, it writes really nice. I'm not getting any of the skipping or choppiness that you see a lot with ballpoint pens. The ink is sharp too, very similar to many of the gel pens that I've tried, which is definitely a pleasant surprise. I really like this. I'm not normally a fan of ballpoints in general, but they are good to have around, especially if you're signing something or filling in documents, and this is by far one of the better ballpoints that I've tried. Great pen, and I'll likely keep this in my car or in a drawer in my desk should I have a need for a ballpoint in the future. And that wraps up the August Deluxe box by 8Lotus. So this was another really solid box. I like the functionality behind what they sent. All of their boxes feel very intentional, and as a functional planner, I really appreciate that. We didn't get as much of a seasonal theme, especially when compared to last month, but it seems like maybe they're interchanging the monthly theme with a standard design, which I do understand. It also makes the boxes where they do send seasonal dashes that much more special, and it gives balance for those planners who don't like receiving themed items in the boxes. I liked a lot of things this month, but my favorite item would have to be the order tracker sticky notes. I know exactly how I plan to use them, and I see them coming in handy in other ways as well. My least favorite item is the Today vertical cards. While I think some people will find a good use for these, my routine just doesn't lend itself well to this type of card, and there's just not enough space for me to benefit from using these in my agenda. All in all though, this is a very good box with a lot of functional items. Next month is the 1-year anniversary, and I'm really curious what they'll include. Looking forward to September, and I can't wait to see what we get. And that is it, you guys. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more planning and organizational content, please hit that like button and subscribe. It helps my channel out a lot. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram for more planner tips and inspo, sending positive vibes your way. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day.